Hola, ¿qué tal a toda la comunidad de Roastbrief? Continuamos en la cobertura de Cannes Lions 2025. We have a special guest today. Here we have Jorg Riommi. He's founder, CEO, and Chief Creative Officer at AIM. He's also the Direct Lions awarding jury at this Cannes Lions 2025 edition. Jorg, how are you?
I'm good. Nice to meet you. Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me. Nice to meet you, Sebastian. I'm happy to be here.
It's a pleasure for us to have you here. Thank you so much for your time. And please tell us, as a juror for the Direct Lions this year, what key trends or recurring themes have you observed across the shortlisted campaigns?
Sure. Direct is a very special category. I think it's a category that is really about targeted response to creativity. No, so I think some of the recurring trends or some of the campaigns that I see, kind of mechanism that I see repeating more time, are around real-time response, activating around something that happened in real time. I think like this is something that for sure is a major trend this year and in general in direct. Another trend that I found is co-creation. So like ideas that involve the target, other people, to co-create and to amplify the idea and to make it theirs and bring it forward. Another trend that I think it's clear, it's about engaging with the AI on a creative level. So there are several ideas that tap into AI mechanics, AI mechanisms. So I think like it's coming up, and it's a clever use of AI, again, to use it for engagement. And I guess like another trend can be, I find interesting that there are few ideas that have to do with the little details, you know, like new touch points, unexpected touch points, small touch points, places where people would normally not look into, like for example legal contracts. No, I think that's interesting also, that this is another thing that is emerging. But generally speaking, I think like what works in direct is what engages people. So what brings them to the now and stuff that they really care about. So all these things that I mentioned, like real-time reaction, co-creation, AI, clever touch point, hidden touch points, as long as they trigger a reaction, I think they're having good results when prompted with a clever idea, like in the cases that most of the cases that we shortlisted so far.
That's really interesting because I think that creativity is evolving so fast. So how would you define the state of creativity in 2025, especially in this direct category where precision and emotional relevance must coexist?
I mean, like, I'm really not afraid of, you know, this AI takeover then that is being talked about everywhere in the world, you know, that it will kill creativity, or it will, AI is a tool, and it will serve creativity. So I think the state of creativity, to answer your question, is alive and kicking. So I see a lot of very interesting and clever ideas, very insightful ideas, very alive ideas that get people. I think creativity is adapting to the changes of scenarios. I think it's adapting in a resilient way, in a clever way. And I think like what does it is especially the insightful side of things. You know, there's a lot of data targeting, insightful targeting. I think like that what keeps it alive. You know, things fragmented a lot, and this enable, I think, to touch very many targets in very specific ways, and this is very interesting. So I think it's a resilient adaptation of human creativity to some changes that are brought also by AI.
So in your opinion, what's the difference between a truly standout direct idea from one that's just well executed? Are there any common traits in the work that resonates most with the jury?
I think so. The direct is category, it's about targeted response to creativity. So it's really about ideas and that nail it, that have an that prompt an engagement, and that produce results. So I think like looking at this, um, the fact that now there is so much data available, there is so much very precise targeting available. I think this very much helps defining the new stage of creativity. Execution doesn't do it alone. I think execution is a part of it, obviously, and craft. Like a great idea is 80% idea and 80% craft. But in direct, I think it's very important that you really touch the core that moves people to get them to engage and react, and that's what brings the results. I think that's the edge of creativity. If I can answer, you know. The other bit is that it works, so it's only creative if it works, I would say. And in this category, even more specifically, because obviously it's a results driven category. So unless it brings results, you cannot really claim it's creative. So I think that's the specific of it.
So, given the social, political, and technological shifts we're living through, how do you see brands using this direct communication to build deeper, more authentic connections with people?
Well, I think the digital landscape, the general social media landscape, and in general the media behavior, the current media behavior at large, it's very atomic. Like everything is super personal, super atomized. It's possible to really find all possible data points about a person and really do something very, very specific and personalized. What we call personalization at scale. So I think like in this geopolitical, with all the technological changes, the societal changes, all the personal, and also LGBT and all the themes that we found in the last years, is really possible to touch people for what they really are. And I think like this is the key, most relevant, probably revolution of the last as of the last years. Technology that allows us serving. Building deeper relationships for brands. In the moment you really understand what that specific person wants, then you can build a deeper relationship. And I think like that's changing thanks to technology as well.
So, as someone who's both building a new creative venture, for example, at AIM, and serving on the Cannes jury, how do you see these two roles influence your perspective on where the industry is heading?
Hmm. That's a very good question. Thank you for asking. So obviously, I mean, like for 20 plus years, I wore a different hat. I wore the hat of uh, creative director, chief creative officer, executive creative director, regional chief creative officer. Well, in my time at Publicis Group, where I was supervising Central and Eastern Europe, I was doing a lot of offices and markets for Publicis, Libanet, such and such. I was involved in the global creative councils of those brands. It was a different job. It was more like single-minded. Now that I switched to entrepreneurship, let's say, and also wearing the hat of a founder, of a CEO, of a CFO, a CTO, a COO. I mean, like the perspective is different. You start understanding also other nuances that as a pure creative before you were not necessarily prioritizing all the time. So now I really understand that the business side of things, the results side of things, the importance of campaigns that deliver and they're not just creative, the importance of results. I think this all comes together. I think like this matches very well now my participation in the direct jury, because the direct jury, as I said before, it's only the work is only creative if it works. So I think there is a need for a new model, or in general, or for a new approach to advertising and to creativity, to make it more relevant again. I think sometimes the advertising community, the creative advertising community, focus too much just on the first pillar, or maybe on the first two pillars of the judging. No, here we are asked to judge the idea, the strategy, the craft, and the results. The execution and the results. I think like this is a complete view of a project. When you really try to give a thought to each of them, and strategy and creativity go hand in hand. Execution is a big part of it, but the most important exactly is the idea together with the results that weigh the most. So I think like my new hat as CEO and founder of Aint, and the model that we're pursuing matches very well the direct approach and the jury needs specifically.
So before we end up this great interview, I will ask you two questions. With less than a week until Cannes Lions kicks off,
Mhm.
what are you most looking forward to, both as a juror and as a creative? And what do you hope, or what do you expect to see this edition of the festival that will celebrate or reveal?
I've been going to Cannes since 2002 without interruption, except the COVID years. So it's what I love about it is that it's always Cannes, but it's always different. And I really saw the change through the years, and I leave it with the same enthusiasm as year one or year two for me. But because I think the greatest strength is the global showcase of great work, and also the enthusiasm and the energy, and the fact that it's always about the new. So it doesn't matter what has been done. It's about what's next. That's the beauty of this industry. So I expect to be at the speed of time. I expect mostly to be surprised, to be amazed, to be envious of stuff that I could have done because it was there up in the air and ready for grabs, but somebody else did it. Which is that healthy, I think, healthy creative envy and jealousy that then is another engine of the industry, that moves things forward. Which is a different way of saying ambition. What's your ambition? I grew up with this line that it's not how good you are, it's how good you want to be. So that I want to be better. I want to beat last year. I want to do something new. I want to create. I want to innovate. I think like that's what Cannes does best, bringing surprise, astonishment, wonder, that sense of wonder. When they say make history, that's what they mean. Do something that wasn't done. And I think like that's the thing that I wait the most, to see the work, to meet the people, to socialize and to be amazed. Yes, I think this is the things that, and obviously, obviously also to market our new venture around and to tell people why I did a jump from big corporation to an enterprise and to going indie, which I think it's interesting. Because 2025 is ready for new models, and a lot of what is happening in the industry shows that the time is mature for trying new things, I would say.
Well, thank you so much for this interview, Jorg. For me, it's been a pleasure meeting you, hearing you, and yes, and having this. I've been thinking about everything you said, and everything is really interesting. Thank you so much for this space. Good luck and congratulations for being this in this year's jury.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Sebastian. It was a pleasure as well. It was a pleasure to do this, and we'll talk or meet soon whenever life will bring us together.
Yeah, I hope so. Looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Jorg, and thank you so much for our entire Roastbrief community. We stay alive at this Cannes coverage 2025. Thank you so much, Jorg.
Thank you, Sebastian. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching. Keep in touch. Ciao.
Ciao.